Here is a folder with the Tim Dillon clip. The son of, he's calling himself son of Redbar.
That's cute.
The son of Raid. And all communications comms. Scars Club username and username everywhere else. I won't give that away. And then he's Facebook, all this other stuff. But his clip was great. And
so he's forgiven. You
forgiven. Made it to Redbar, and you are forgiven. But also, we can't be emailing every week. But here he is, and he's going to meet, this is kind of like my President Trump. To me, like, meeting Tim Dillon is like, now I'm excited, just like how people would be excited to meet Trump. He's my President Trump, if that makes sense. All right, here's a kid, Alexander, and he's going to meet Tim Dillon. I got a kick out of this one.
Hey. Can I get a video with you real quick? Sure. REDBAR'S watching. Oh, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Oh, fuck. There it was. Oh, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
What do you have against?
Now, I don't know. I think he, that probably made him feel a little uncool. That probably, hurt his feelings. Here you go. You give this guy wants to make a video with you. You 100% assume it's going to be because he's a huge fan of the great Tim Dillon. But then it's REDBAR'S watching. It just makes you feel like an idiot, huh?
And the guy grabs him after.
You want to see that again? It's pretty funny. We'll try to pause it.
Hey. Can I get a video with you real quick? Sure. REDBAR'S watching. Oh, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Love you,
wow. How can you hate that
guy? Even when you were like, why is this guy streaming on his clip channel? I was like, but he's so cute.
Well, you can't be doing that. So from here on out, anybody who hijacks a clip channel, if you want to start your own show, if you open up a REDBAR clip channel, and it's just all REDBAR clips, and you gather subscribers and all that, I don't think you should be switching it over to your own talk show. I would suggest, for your sake, starting another channel. Sure, maybe you could even promote it. Hey, come check out my other channel where I do a REDBAR style talk show. Because I don't think people are going to appreciate it. If you have 8,000 subscribers who just want the REDBAR clips, they're not going to really want some guy. And there's another guy who doesn't want some fucking guy. So here's the new rule. If that happens, that's not going to happen. So don't try that. Because then your clip channel might. But look at his face. Look at his face. How could you get him? He is too nice, and I don't think he meant any harm by it. But this can't become a trend where clippers turn into hosts. It's humiliating
we're out here
for our brand.
On everybody's sets and all of this stuff, and then maybe someone's like, "What's REDBAR?" And then
they might think that is REDBAR.
That's us.
Half these people think the clip channels are my channels. Okay, so half your subscribers probably think that I had something to do with your live stream. It's really embarrassing. So that cannot happen. And I don't know what the punishment will be, but it's not going to be good. I got to see that again where he makes that face.
He said it was only, in the chat, he says, it was only for this. So maybe he means he was so excited about this video, understandably.
That he wanted to debut. That's even worse. This is something we would love to play on the show.
But he was just so excited. But I guess it is his own show. It's his own video.
It's his own video.
So what do you,
But,
I love
At the end of the day, it's still our video. Okay, look at this. Look at his face there at the end.
Can I get a video with you real quick? Sure. REDBAR'S watching. Oh, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Now that I cannot hate him after he makes that face. That's so cute. Thank you so much for this, really. We appreciate it. And your email is unblocked, and I guess we'll let him stream on our website as well. You're the new host. I thought that was very
We have been talking about, so sometimes there's a story we want to talk about, but it's only in an article. Mm-hmm. And watching a news video kind of sucks sometimes.
It sucks a lot, yeah.
So what if for light news we had a guy who called in and read the news to Mike so he could react?
I'm auditioning. I think I want to audition. They have to be Mexican. So here's another thing. We were reaching out to our Latino viewers. Would you like a job? This is a legit job. I want some Latino kid, some kind of Edgar. But some of these Latino kids have a lot of spunk. Send in your audition video of you on the street, basically being our eyes and ears on the street, interviewing people for us. Or wait, was that even the idea?
No, I was thinking just so that you don't have to read articles, the thing that you hate the most. So
we want to hire.
It's like a reporter. He just reports the news to you.
From a location, though. Like
Sure.
he could be standing outside.
Yeah. Or
We're looking for a Latino-based listener that would like to read news copy for us so that I don't have to read from the TV is what we're saying. There we go. So if you are that Latino kid, email me and we'll give you a legit job where you make some money. We'll see how it goes next week with you reading one of our light news entries.
I put another little one in next up for you.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Goes. What is with the lag here with this? Oh, this. Yeah. Well, should we do... Hold on. Let me look over something real quick. Let's do one more of these. Let's do another little one. That, to me, is as little as you think.
Okay.
Let's do... which one would they really, really like? Let's see. I could do this. Is this one? Here's a very short one. Let's see this. I got a kick out of this one. Eric Griffin, everybody. Eric Griffin, who I got to say, I think he got caught in a misunderstanding. Did anyone see this coverage of Eric Griffin that all the Too Lazy, Too Try and Podcast Cringe and all these channels were doing where they covered Eric Griffin for not being able to take a joke? That somebody said he looked like Mr. Potato Head and they thought he was freaking out and not able to take the joke. I think you guys got him all wrong. I think Eric was doing his complainy bit and people took it serious and they're like judging him. You know, I think people are doing too much of this gotcha content without enough time to really look over the content, you know, in this race to publish the news. Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing a lot of people really just picking out things that aren't there.
I found
and this is coming from me.
Sticking up for
Eric Griffin. So if anyone knows that story, and if Eric's listening, Eric, we were on your side with that whole Mr. Potato Head thing. We totally understood where you were coming from. I think they got you all wrong. And you looked at the comments of the Too Lazy Too Try video or whatever it was, and everyone, you know.
If Mike got called Mr. Potato Head by an Uber driver, he would fucking kill her. So...
Yeah, exactly. I thought his complaint is the same type of complaining I would do, you know, if the story was reversed.
We got what you were trying to do.
Right. Okay, we got it, Eric.
You know, because I thought it was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. Somebody went through all this trouble. But, you know, I don't begrudge the guy. This is how the guy makes money. You know what I mean? Like, this is literally what he does. It's like that other guy, you know, who's always watching. You know? It's like, if that's what you...
So they're doing a rant. You know, everyone's really having a hard time with the trolls lately, as you'll see with YANNIS coming up. People have had it to death with the trolls. At the same time, I think people are getting real picky right now. I think, you know, there's a lot of... Every podcaster out there is getting picked at to death these days.
Someone says going back 6 years to find Eric Griffin moments. Shiesty.
Who did that?
You do, that's what you
That wasn't from 6 years ago, was it?
What? The Mr. Potato Head thing?
Yeah.
We're talking about Too Lazy Too Try.
Yeah, like Too Lazy Too Try's video is new.
I hope
but
that
is he
wasn't
going
from
back
6
to the
years.
past.
I can't imagine it
I
was
hope
6
not.
years ago. I can't imagine that at all. I don't know if that guy wants to clarify, but yeah, here he is. He's ranting and raving about the haters and people who make videos, and I like how he referred to us here. Listen to this. Okay. A bounce back. Listen,
you know, because I thought it was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. Somebody went through all this trouble, but, you know, I don't begrudge the guy. This is how the guy makes money. You know what I mean? Like, this is literally what he does. It's like that other guy, you know, who's always watching. You know, it's like, if that's what you do, that's what you do. If this is how you make money, make money.
Thank you.
Hey, how he's doing it is better than what I'm doing, right?
I think he's been greatly
Your guys'
misunderstood.
outfits look good together.
Yeah. I think he's been greatly misunderstood right now by the public. We're on your side, Eric. Okay, let's show you this. This one's pretty funny. Should we show? Let's do this Fighter and the Kid.
Okay, great.
1,000. Whoa. The Fighter and the Kid. I've never seen anything like this. Brendan Schaub and Bryan Callen. Let's really put the focus on Bryan Callen. You know, they do this show, The Fighter and the Kid. I can't believe they still do this show, but apparently it was their 1,000th episode. They had a big party.
I'm like, what's the roadblock? He's like,
I've never seen, I don't know what happened before the show aired. I don't know how they got into this mood, but they both did the show. I'm sure you've seen clips of it. They're sitting there basically in tears, bringing up like all the worst stuff they've ever done. You know, they're having emotional temper tantrums where they're crying, and like, I really can't believe it. We'll show you a little bit of it. But yeah, The Fighter and the Kid, it's so funny because a lot of these guys, you're going to see with Yannis today when our investigation undercovers, really the views are starting to go down. Like, people don't have time for all these podcasts anymore unless they're good. And these comedians, really, they did burn themselves out. Who would have thought you can't be hilarious every single day for 4 hours a day for all of your life? I mean, really, we're in a beautiful time right now where Chris D'Elia, who was, you know, getting 500,000 views at a time. Chris D'Elia, I mean, how many subscribers? He still has, what, 600,000 subscribers? He's getting like 40K views now. Fighter and the Kid, 30K views. All these shows. YANNIS PAPPAS, 7K views. So it's starting to hurt, and these guys are, you know, it's starting to rub off. Wait till you see how they celebrated.
Yeah, Chris has 600K, and his latest podcast has 34K views from 4 days ago.
So how hurtful would that be? You know, imagine you have 600K. Where did my...
You can't have less views than a Red Bar clip.
No.
That's the threshold.
I mean, that would just hurt so much. Every time I see these guys, I think to myself, I go, you got 600,000 subscribers. You're getting 30K views. Look at how many people just said, no, thank you. And they're seeing your videos pass by them every day. And they're saying, nah, not anymore. I mean, that would kill me. That would just kill me. All right, let's show you this 1,000th episode. Who's on this one? We've got Andrew Schultz, special guest. Chris D'Elia. Ooh. You know, I was surprised Andrew Schultz did this. Why would you want to be in the company of Brendan Schaub, Bryan Callen, and Chris D'Elia?
Yes, we did, 'cause we back at it again. It's the Fighter and the Kid.
this is really the Fighter and the Kid.
Come on, baby. First thing first, we got a huge show.
1,000, buddy.
1,000.
Do we look at our boy Brian?
Shout out to Brian Johnson. He's the best.
Wow,
Brian Johnson came here and made that for us, man.
Wow, 1,000 Fighter and the Kid. That's my tattoo, guys. I just found out the tattoo I'm getting on my very flat chest.
You know, what's so interesting about this, too? It's all just horse shit. I mean, it's all just like fake baby talk horse shit where they just say random crap that they think sounds funny and with very little effort. You could tell these guys are tired, exhausted, burned out. They literally have nothing left to podcast about. I mean, everything they've ever wanted to say has been said and said 5 times over. And we got a lot of podcasters just sitting in these chairs looking depressed and completely exhausted. All right, what's our first code? There's a lot here. I don't want to do all this.
I know.
So just give me some of the...
you can go to 1550 first.
1515?
1550.
1550. Okay. Oh, Andrew Schultz, despicable Andrew Schultz calling into this show. Was this the beginning of his...
No.
Colin? No.
851 is, if you want
Let's
that.
just see.
0851.
0851. I thought this to be rather despicable. What is Andrew Schultz doing calling into this washed-up show now? Andrew Schultz is Madison
Maybe
Square
they know
Garden.
something about him. Maybe he was with
what I'm
them
thinking.
on one of the nights.
You know, Bryan Callen, he's going to talk about it here. Remember, Bryan Callen, he got that big rape accusation that I think people believed. You know, most of his peers and stuff believed it. That's kind of why they left him.
They found it to be plausible.
Wait till you hear these little updates from Callen. That's why we're here. You know, people covered this, and of course, what did they do? It's all Brendan. The Callen stuff from this episode was 100 times worse than any of the stuff out of Brendan. Let's just see how Schultz pops in.
What's up?
Andrew.
To the,
Schultz
oh, wait,
never
to the
forgets
1000th
that.
episode, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Congratulations. Wait till you see how happy they are to be where they're at. Cheers.
It's a
Never,
rare quality.
ever once. Oh, wow, this is cool. It asks you if it's okay that somebody's recording. That's nice.
You see
Good
that?
to know.
There you go.
Is this okay, the background, boys? Are we cool with that? I'm just like holding my phone.
No,
Hopefully
it's
that's
a-
not
It's a
distracting.
beige. It's a beige background. You can see that expensive painting behind you, or maybe it's a photograph.
Is this
Either
your
way,
is this your house, Schulte?
This is my bedroom.
It's not a house. It's a mansion. It's a manor.
It's a manor. The man dragon, right? Yeah, you'll see a very cocked Bryan Callen. By the way, Bryan Callen, I don't know if you can see here, he claims he works out all the time. Got the same figure as me. He works out all the time, he says. Wait till you see the insecurities of the man dragon coming up. All right, let's jump to that 1550, I'm sorry. All right, let's see what happens here.
On beef, I got nothing respect for him. I love that
Hey,
guy.
Andrew, I want to ask you a question. As a guy who's always ahead of the trend in a way, you know, slap fighting reminds me of the fact that like people's attention span is so short. Like nobody's even watching a whole special. It's like, why even do an hour when you know at the end of the day they're going to watch 20 minutes of it, maybe less.
Wait. I've never really heard this. People's attention spans are short. I heard that. We've heard that one before. But have you heard this one about the comedy specials? Listen to this.
It's so short. Like nobody's even watching a whole special. It's like, why even do an hour when you know at the end of the day they're going to watch 20 minutes of it, maybe.
Andrew Schultz is sitting here like, they be watching all my specials. Bryan Callen sitting here. They only watch 20 minutes of a special? Who are you talking about? Red Bar? That's not good. Is that what the hell happened here? Is that what your analytics told you on your, because didn't he upload to YouTube for a special?
I think so.
So here's Bryan Callen complaining that people only watch 20 minutes of a special. I don't think that's the case with every comedian. Yikes. So what you're seeing here and what you're going to see, a theme of today's shows are guys who are just, they're at their wits' end with this stuff. The views are drying up. The money is drying up. Remember, these guys, they got big, they got numbers, they got money, they bought houses, they bought cars, they bought their wife's cars, they've got investments, they got all this stuff cooking, and now they're going flat broke. And you can see it today with Bryan Callen. Listen to this as he worries about people's attention spans with specials, something Andrew Schultz, I don't think, can relate to.
To the trend in a way, you know, slap fighting reminds me of the fact that like people's attention span is so short. Like nobody's even watching a whole special. It's like, why even do an hour when you know at the end of the day they're going to watch 20 minutes of it, maybe less. Even when you post a joke. So like, what do you think? Is that going to come back? What do you
I think the Tom Brady shit broke that.
Yeah.
Because the Tom Brady shit was 3 hours
Yeah,
long.
you agree.
Another thing that you were so deeply far from being involved with. The Tom Brady roast. I really hope Netflix has a disaster on their hands with whatever type of roast they try to do next.
And what do you mean, yeah? So, yeah, everything you just said is wrong?
Yeah, exactly. I thought people's attention spans were so short, they're not watching this crap anymore. Look how quickly he folds.
What do you think? Is that going to come back? What do you
I think the Tom Brady shit broke that.
Yeah.
Because the Tom Brady shit was.
Oh, so your point is kind of just invalid, huh? Oh, yeah. Okay. So he's basically saying, no, I don't agree, Bryan. Bad point. Look at this guy. Every time you pause on him, look at him.
I think the Tom Brady shit broke that.
Yeah.
Because the Tom Brady shit was 3 hours long or whatever the fuck. Like, I remember sitting up there. I had to take 2 pee breaks. Like, I'm looking at the guy who owns the Patriots, Kraft or whatever. And I'm like, there's no way you don't have to pee. Like, I had to leave during.
Laugh through that pain. Okay. What's our next one here?
1645.
1645. Nice. And I'm glad this came back to work. And I don't know how that happened. Maybe he ran and updated it, huh? Cancel. Oh, this is good. This is not good news for Bryan. Watch this. They're talking cancel culture, one of our favorite topics over here. Cancel culture has been keeping all these comedians, out of a job. Josh Denny, the reason he's not big and flourishing, cancel culture. Bryan Callen. The reason he can't make a dime anymore, cancel culture. Even YANNIS PAPPAS, cancel culture. You see what REDBAR did to him. He can't make a dime. Let's see.
The amount of people
that was also a watershed moment because it was a bunch of guys who now and gals who were being as off color and politically incorrect and using words that would get you canceled normally, and people loved it. It was like, enough of this bullshit.
I think like oftentimes like there's an impactful event, right? And that impactful event is evidence that the tide has changed.
Yep.
But the tide changes before. Like the cancel culture shit and like saying whatever you want to say was done maybe like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. I don't know, like a year ago. It's maybe 2 years ago it started to change. Maybe like a year ago it's really like, okay, we're pretty good. But that was the moment I think that like everybody realized, oh, okay, you could say whatever you want now. No, human beings are going to do what we do with everything, which is fucking ruin it.
Yeah.
Like the second the cancel culture shit is over, now you got all these people like white people on the internet are like, well, why can't I say the N-word? Yeah. And it's like now all of a sudden they're going to fuck it up for everybody. Yep. And they're going to go crazy on the say whatever you want shit. And then all of a sudden the pendulum is going to swing back. And that is just what happens over and over again throughout history. The pendulum. But right now we're in this nice little pocket where you can say whatever you want. So enjoy.
Yeah. Oh, right now we're in this nice little pocket where there really isn't cancel culture for comedians. You could say whatever you want. Uh-oh, Brian. You better go tell Steven Crowder the news. You could say whatever you want now. So,
but you can't rape whoever you want. So that's why he's still held up.
Wow, look at that. So Andrew Schultz is declaring kind of cancel culture's over for the moment. You could say whatever you want. Jokes are allowed now. We saw Netflix. We're seeing all this stuff. People are loving it.
Can I say one thing before we move on?
Sure.
I didn't notice this before, but Andrew says, so I think about 2 years ago, cancel culture was over. Or maybe like 1 year ago, it was really over. And 2 years ago, maybe it was going to start being over.
Yeah.
That's because his special Infamous, which was marketed as being taken off Netflix
for the streamer.
because of cancel culture, came out on July 17th, 2022, less than 2 years ago. So he had to make sure to change it to one.
Change it. Wow, that's why he was doing all that stuff that made it unclear. Okay, but here you go, Brian. I hope we don't see Brian on Steven Crowder next week talking about how cancel culture is the reason he can't make a living anymore. Because here's Andrew Schultz saying, no. It's been paused at the very least. It's on pause right now. You could kind of make a great living saying some pretty edgy shit, edgier shit than Bryan Callen's even saying in his act. So I don't know if cancel culture is holding you back, Brian, but rape is still not allowed. Alleged rape, of course. Rape is still not allowed.
Damn.
Pendulum is going to swing back, and that is just what happens over and over again throughout history. The pendulum. But right now we're in this nice little pocket where you can say whatever you want. So enjoy.
Yeah. We'll see how long it lasts.
So if you can say what you can say whatever you want. So
he doesn't look too happy with the idea that you could say whatever you want. Well, he's doing a campaign right now saying that that's the problem and you can't. I mean, look at that. Wouldn't you be happy about that? You should be like, oh, yeah, we can say whatever we want. You know what? I don't really. Oh, yeah, that doesn't.
So if you can say what you can say whatever you want. So
just
Brendan, just say, I'm sorry, Dana White. That's all you got to say. Get me out of the 200s.
100 rows.
I apologize about what I said about the UFC account and the slap account and who's getting the views or whatever. Everything is okay because we want you there. I want you there. I want to watch the fight with you.
I'll take.
Oh, they're talking about running. Yeah, he wants. They're talking about how Brendan Schaub is no longer invited to the UFC to hang out in the cool kids corner there with Tony Hinchcliffe and Tom Segura anymore. They don't see him there anymore. All right, what's our next little code?
Chrissy D calls in, but it's so boring. I just want to talk about how boring it was. Callen calls Michael Rappaport Matt.
Chrissy D did a real bomberoo here. Okay, what was it? Michael Rappaport called in. That was bad.
And Callen called him Matt by accident.
Callen called Michael Rappaport Matt.
Do you want the Crystalia 14525, that one? 014525.
Okay, yeah, this was a
If you
little
want.
creepy. Yeah, 014525. Listen to this. Chris D'Elia. Is that right? No. 014525. Chris D'Elia, there he is. Yikes. Nice company you guys keep. Chris D'Elia on the 1000th episode.
Nothing sans clothing.
Watch this.
Yeah, I mean the chair has a like a stud shooting up from it, but yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, like
Oh man, dude, why?
bidet, like a
It's a
bidet.
Sibian.
No, he's
It's
sitting
a
on a no. He's sitting
Sibian.
on a. Are you
Oh.
sitting on a Sibian? Why would
It's
you?
a
do
Sibian.
God damn it, Chris.
And you got Tupac in the background.
Yeah. Do you know Chris sent me a picture and he said,
Oh
"You like
no,
my-"
dude, it's a Sibian.
Oh, he's trying to
Oh.
distract. So Brian goes, you know, Chris sent me a picture, and then Chris tries to distract. I wonder what this picture could have been.
Oh no, dude, it's a Sibian. Oh.
Dude, did you just piss from all the pressure it was putting on your prostate?
I
Or was that
just
something
did. I
else?
just released.
Say what we're here
Oh
for.
no, dude, I'm sorry, guys. I released.
Ah, God, don't release.
Dude, I'm sorry. I released.
Chris,
You're too
Chris,
close, man.
Chris sent me
This
a
is-
picture and it said, "You like my new watch?" And it was his dick wrapped around his wrist.
One of
That
my
was
favorites.
so inappropriate.
Chris sent me a picture of his dick wrapped around his wrist, and he says, do you like my new watch? What is a sex addict doing? Sending dick pics still. Okay, now you got to see, he doesn't want this being brought up. He actually gets quite nervous when he brings this up because this isn't what he should be doing as a guy who's in sex rehab for all the crimes he's committed. Watch this.
I released.
Chris,
You're too
Chris,
close, man.
Chris sent me
This
a
is-
picture and it said, "You like my new watch?" And it was his dick wrapped around his wrist.
One of
That
my
was
favorites.
so
One
inappropriate.
of my
That's how you know what
favorites.
time it is, and that's how you know what time it is,
Yeah, well, not really.
right?
Yep.
Not
Yeah,
really,
well.
dude. So your
Yeah.
dog called.
Okay, so I have this theory. Chris is still doing this too because he gets off on a guy also seeing his dick. Yeah, that's what he said. A lot of people were alleging that he's, exposes himself, sends dick pics. Brian, of course, was, when his rape thing was brought up, wasn't there a story how he exposed himself to Whitney? Remember,
Yes, that everyone was
if
bringing up.
these guys are so sorry and they're so reformed, I don't think you should be doing anything with your dick anymore. I know if I was accused of this stuff, especially if it wasn't true like they claim, I would be so turned off by dick stuff. And just to be safe, I'd be like, the dick pic days are fucking over.
I mean, especially if you're as innocent as you say you were, you would be like, I'm not letting
Yeah.
anything like this ever happen to me again. The only way you would do that is if you were addicted to sex.
And you know what Chris wants? This is what Chris wants. Chris wants to send this picture of his dick to Bryan Callen.
To anyone.
To anybody, because he wants them to talk about, oh, dude, have you seen Chris's hog? He's got a nice hog on him, a nice piece. It's another way of Chris being able to advertise his penis to people out there on the internet, which he ultimately wants. He gets off on them being intrigued or him thinking that they're intrigued. He gets off sexually on the idea of people seeing his cock. I can't believe he's still doing that. Thank you, Brian, for letting us know. All right, what's our next code?
You can go to... He does more dick stuff,
Yeah.
but you get it.